Hello, my name is Orlando Giraldi, and I am the CEO and founder of Orlando Giraldi Seminars, Incorporated. And I like to start in taking a moment to thanking you for this privilege of having me being fortunate enough to share with you something very near and dear to my heart, that being new school generation hypnosis. This crucial information, when trained properly, is critical information that will literally change your life for the better forever, effortlessly, once you've been programmed. And this crucial information I'm talking about is how I became the originator of new school generation hypnosis. I'm talking about dramatically altering old traditional techniques, styles. I'm talking about new cutting-edge technologies. As originator of new school generation hypnosis, I'm talking about hypnosis like you've never known before. Hypnosis, NLP, is one of the biggest self-help kept secrets of all time, from the ultra-successful achievers in life to the rich and famous. Certified Hypnosis, NLP, trains you to become ultra-successful, set and achieve and far exceed your life's wildest dreams ever imagined possible. Become the person you desire. We call that self-actualization, true transformation. Make any behavioral changes effortlessly. Overcome any fears or phobias. Accelerate the learning processes. Eliminate any negative habits. And instantly clear out any emotional baggage from your past. And wipe that slate clean and begin a fresh start approach. Certified hypnosis also aids in the advancements of healing oneself. Become healthier, happier, live an ultra successful, more energized, purpose-driven lifestyle. Certified hypnosis is one of the only known, proven, and established superhighways to causing you to line up with the universal that then brings forth the people, the places, the situations, the experiences into your life, causing you to live out your dream life and making them a true reality. It's also the fastest and quickest way possible ever known to mankind, guaranteed to bring you results you desire. I've been in the human potential movement, personal growth arena for the past 25 years. And I've been very fortunate to have trained and studied with some of the best trainers in the world today. And I'm very grateful for having these experiences of a lifetime with these leaders. And as a result of that, I've developed 10 life-changing hypnotic audio CDs training programs, in which 7 of them have made the company's bestsellers list. I then also went on and authored 3 training manuals. One, a national bestseller titled The No Resistance Weight Loss System Home Study Course. Second one, The 5 Steps of Self-Hypnosis. And a third one, All About Hypnosis. These are all modern guides into NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, hypnosis, and past life regression technologies. In demonstrating the amazing powers of the mind, along with educational and empowering programs, my programs have been known all over the world. So please listen to these programs now and change your life for the better forever. Now, this next training series that I'm going to be introducing to you in just a few moments is called All About Hypnosis. It's the 3rd training manual I authored. And it's right here. It's called All About Hypnosis. It's a very simple to understand 27-page easy read. Now, I'm going to be covering this training series in 2 phases. Phase 1 is going to be the educational part of the program. And the second phase is going to be the application phase of this program called How to Hypnotize Yourself. And that's where you get to witness for yourself, more than likely for the first time, an actual real-life example of a sensory-enhanced trance induction hypnosis session. So that should be somewhat of a different kind of a shifting of an experience for you. Followed by some last additional educational remaining topics of hypnosis in general. And that will then conclude the training of that series called All About Hypnosis. So let's begin. And we start out first with the introduction. I want to thank you for learning about hypnosis and joining me on this journey. Every year through hypnosis shows, hypnosis trainings, and corporate seminars, I introduce thousands of people to the power of hypnosis. It is my desire in this booklet to reveal to you how you can take control of your life and achieve your goals with remarkable ease using hypnosis. This book will guide you to higher personal and professional satisfaction while revealing the power of hypnosis. I know these are strong claims. Coming from a skeptical and scientific background, I hesitate to even suggest such benefits. However, the data is irrefutable. On this page, it may be too early for me to tell you this, but your life may never be the same. You see, you hold in your hands a tool that will allow you to tap into the power of your mind, to control your destiny and enrich your life and the lives of others. This tool does not take a lot of time, nor is it expensive. It only requires a small investment of your time and a willingness to experience its usefulness, nothing more. I'll see you on the path. This is Orlando Giraldi. What is hypnosis? Most people are conditioned by the movies and televisions to think hypnosis is an evil tool that is used by scowling, menacing figures that live in dark shadows. This is a far cry from the truth or the professional hypnotist. These portrayals degrade the value of the state of hypnosis and spreads misinformation. In fact, hypnosis is a natural state of mind that each of us experience every single day. Have you ever found yourself so engrossed in a project that you focus all your attention on the task at hand and the time seems to just fly by? Have you ever tried to speak with somebody who was working at a computer and you had trouble getting his or her attention? That is a natural state of hypnosis of an example. A state of mind where intense focus eliminates distractions from the external world and your internal world expands and the door to your subconscious opens wide. Most researchers are now in agreement of the definition of hypnosis, and that is the state of mind that provides you with the ability to follow suggestion without conscious intent. Hypnotic myths. Some people erroneously believe that in order to be hypnotized, you must be weak-willed. Numerous studies have shown that hypnotizability is completely unrelated to that personality characteristic. Hypnotizability has nothing to do with gullibility, submissiveness, imagination, or being weak-willed. Some people believe that in order to be hypnotized, you must try or put forth effort. My own experience studies have shown this not to be correct. Most people say, it just happened. Or if I'm working with a pain client, they may say, I immediately felt no pain. Or if they are overcoming a fear of public speaking, they will tell me, I felt comfortable, confident, and relaxed, and I had absolutely no fears regarding this presentation. If a client is working with me to improve their career, they may say, I adopted a failure-free attitude and found myself to be dramatically more productive. That's a positive suggestion. When you're in deep in trance and we hammer that suggestion to your home, that will stick with their unconscious mind. Recent hypnotic discoveries. Over the last several years, there have been significant advances in neuroscience, which has allowed us to more effectively study hypnosis. That's why hence the term new school generation hypnosis. New cutting-edge technologies are now here. In fact, science has developed instruments for studying hypnosis. This has allowed hypnosis to come out into the dark ages and join the cognitive sciences from traditional medical and psychological organizations. From the very beginning of my career, I have worked hard to educate individuals about the power of hypnosis. In addition to working with the general public, providing shows, and working to improve profitability for corporations with hypnosis, I also train individuals to be professional hypnotists a few times a year. In the first few minutes of that professional hypnosis training, I cover hypnotic research. Many people are surprised to learn there is a measurement tool for hypnotic susceptibility. The Stanford Hypnotic Susceptibility Scales. These scales were developed in the late 1950s by Stanford University psychologists Andrea M. Weissenhofer and Ernest R. Hilgard, and are used to determine the extent to which a subject responds to the hypnosis state. For instance, one model of the Stanford scales consists of a series of 12 actions which test the depth of the hypnotic state. Such tests include the suggestion that a subject's arm is getting heavier and will lower slowly as the weight increases and slowly pushes their arm down towards the floor. In another test, ammonia is passed under the subject's nose, and the suggestion is given that they have no sense of smell. If the subject responds appropriately, then a positive score is awarded. If the subject's hand does not touch or move, or the subjects react to the ammonia smell, they are not as suggestible. Scores range from 0 for those that do not respond to any of the hypnotic suggestions to 12. For those individuals that respond positively to all of them, as you can imagine, most people score in the middle range. Researchers have determined that a person's ability to respond to hypnosis remains consistent throughout their life. They established this by testing individuals over the course of 10, 15, and 25 years of the same people. It was found that individuals maintained the approximate same score as previously tested 10 to 15 to 25 years later. They established this by testing individuals over the course of 10 to 15 and 25 years. It was found that individuals maintained the appropriate same score as previously tested. It is interesting to note that this study also has provided evidence that hypnotic suggestibility has some hereditary components as well. For instance, identical twins are more likely than same-sex fraternal twins to share Stanford scale characteristics. It is important to note that a lower score of the Stanford scale does not mean that one cannot be hypnotized. What it communicates is that the induction will be a little longer and get them into a trance state. This will be a different process with a higher score individual. It will take less effort to get them into an induced state of mind or trance. Tools to study the hypnotic state. In the laboratory testing, researchers have used hypnosis to create false memories, hallucinations, compulsions, alternative behavior in people so they could be studied and analyzed. One of the newer tools that is used to study the hypnotic state is called a positron emission tomography, a PET scan. And it records the image of the brain. It has been found that hypnosis produces a very specific pattern of activity within a brain. It shows an increased blood flow in the right anterior cortex of the brain. This suggests that there is an internal focus. The brain, this brain activity is very different from normal and waking states. There are 4 brain classifications. They are beta, alpha, theta, and delta. Beta waves are the normal waking conscious state. As you read this book and listen to me, you are in beta. Beta is a state where you are wide awake and are aware of your surroundings. Alpha waves are a slower pattern that are found when people relax, listen to music, or meditate. Theta waves are present just before and after you awaken from a deep sleep. They are also present during the hypnotized trance state. Now, delta waves are very deep sleep. Delta allows you to dream and rejuvenate. Using the PET scan, scientists have made some exciting discoveries regarding hypnosis. For instance, some laymen had always thought that hypnosis was simply active imagination. This is now proven not to be the case. It has been determined that there is absolutely no relationship between hypnosis and imagination. Using the PET scan, researchers have also discovered different regions of the brain are utilized during hypnosis, which differ from the regions of the brain exercised while using imagination. That means when a person imagines a sound, the activity is located in a different place in the brain. When that same person experiences a hypnotic hallucination, the brain activity is recorded in an entirely different area. Henry Schletzman of McMaster University in Ontario conducted a study that used a PET scan to record the brain activity of a hypnotized individuals who imagined a scene and then who experienced a hypnotic hallucination created through hypnotizing the subjects and then providing them with a suggestion to experience the hallucination. Researchers found that the auditory hallucination and imagining a sound are both generated within oneself. However, the hallucination in hypnosis, like that of real hearing, is experienced as being received from an external source. In other words, it actually tricked the brain that it was real and never even took place. Each subjects were studied by Schletzman and his colleagues during a hallucination session. During the session, each person heard the exact same audio sample while the PET scan recorded the activity. Their brain activity was also observed during the 4 conditions. While they were listening in their normal waking state, beta, while they simply rested and heard the audio sample, while they just imagined to hear the audio sample, and then while they were in a hypnotized state responding to the suggestion to hallucinate the audio sample, although it wasn't playing. The research revealed the region of the brain called the right and anterior cingulated cortex was just as active while the volunteers were hallucinating as if it were while they were actually hearing the stimulus. In comparison, the right anterior cingulated cortex was not active while the volunteers were imagining they heard the audio stimulus. In other words, hypnotic suggestion had completely deceived the right anterior cingulated cortex area of the brain into registering the hallucinated audio as being real. Hypnosis and pain control. Oftentimes, I will hear people say, hypnosis is nothing or any different than a placebo effect. A number of research projects have proved that to be incorrect. In 1969, Thomas H. McGlashan and his colleagues at the University of Pennsylvania found that for those individuals on a lower level scale of hypnotizability, hypnosis was as potent in reducing pain as a sugar pill, as they had been instructed was a powerful painkiller. But highly hypnotizable volunteers received 3 times the benefit from hypnosis as they did from the placebo, who thought it was a very high painkiller, and it was nothing but sugar. In 1996, the National Institute of Health Technology Assessment Panel judged hypnosis to be a valuable tool for alleviating pain from cancer and chronic conditions. Extensive clinical studies and other also testify that hypnosis can reduce the pain experienced by burn patients, as well as children with bone marrow issues, and to assist women in labor to reduce and remove the pain going through live childbirth with no medication. In the International Journal of Clinical and Experimental Hypnosis, a study revealed that hypnotic suggestion relieved 75% of the pain for 933 subjects in a total of 27 different experiments. The pain relief effects of hypnotic suggestions are valuable and important, and in some cases, the degree of relief exceeded that was provided by morphine. In other words, the suggestion of degree was so high, that gave them more relief than when they actually had morphine. Research has determined that hypnosis can be an exceptional pain reliever. Now, let's move on to the personal benefits of hypnosis. Personally, hypnosis can help you to make the changes you desire in 4 different areas: psychologically, physically, chemically, and emotionally. These simple classifications take on enormous proportions quickly when you begin to consider the territory covered by each. While we do not have the space to cover all those areas in this booklet or guide, we will cover most in common. Psychological. What changes would you like to make to your personality? Here are just a few areas that you could address with hypnosis: motivation, confidence, attitude, creativity, goal focus, stress level, energy level. In fact, specific behavior change hypnosis is the most popular application of the hypnotic techniques. They call that change work. Many people have a desire to do change, a behavioral aspect of their life, and find it difficult, if not impossible. Most people make behavior changes based on a self-discipline and willpower. The problem is that it's an inefficient and ineffective way to facilitate long-term significant change. Let's consider some of the more common specific behavior change applications of hypnosis. What do you know? Weight loss. I know many people who have tried to lose weight repeatedly before using hypnosis. And once they began to properly apply hypnosis, the weight loss was successful and permanent. The reason supports their success. I myself utilized hypnosis to lose a significant amount of weight, about 100 pounds, 95 to 100 pounds, and I kept it off for 10 years straight, and I'm still going. In fact, I'm down to a 33 now from a 34 just recently, and I'm 175. I was diagnosed with obesity And I obviously put some weight on and lived like that. And I was at a point in my life where things weren't working out for me at the time. So I gained a lot of weight. And I couldn't drop the weight if I wanted to. I mean, I worked out on treadmills. I watched what I ate. But I still felt humiliated at the size I had become. I was 276 pounds, 5'7", 5'8". I was a tank. I could not lose the weight or control my eating. This is when I started experimenting and dramatically altering traditional hypnotic techniques. And I dropped 54 pounds in 74 days. I shocked my friends and my loved ones. I remember getting off a plane in Las Vegas and visiting a colleague who I had just seen 2 months previously. I was in my new slimmed down appearance, and seeing the disbelief on his face was priceless. I mean, it felt great. Before and after pictures of my weight loss may surprise many people. And my weight loss hypnotic audio programs and No Resistance Weight Loss Club has led many people to their own success weight loss stories. My website, www.orlandogiraldiseminars.com, has my before, during, and after pictures of my documented life of my weight from 2003 to 2013. It's right there, recorded live with pictures. They can't lie. Moving on to childbirth. I would not let any of my loved ones go into childbirth without the use of hypnosis. It is simply too easy to apply these techniques to create a satisfying experience for the expectant mother. For instance, with hypnosis, you can program 9 months of comfortable expectation, eliminate fear of birthing process, and program enjoyable, short, and discomfort-free contraction periods, and create the ultimate bonding experience between the mother and the new child. One of my good friends in Washington has had 2 children with hypnosis birthing techniques. She found the experience relaxing, satisfying, and much easier than her first child, who was delivered without the use of hypnosis. And this is the actual gentleman who was one of my master trainers in hypnosis, who had his wife deliver 2 kids with no payment, just with hypnosis suggestions alone. He's an awesome, incredible individual. In addition, I have heard many stories of satisfying births with the use of hypnosis from happy moms who have had our childbirth hypnosis program. Psychotherapy. Hypnosis can be also boost the effectiveness of psychotherapy for some conditions. 18 different studies found that patients who received hypnosis in addition to their cognitive behavioral therapy for disorders such as insomnia, obesity, and anxiety showed improvement of more than 70% of the patients who just utilized psychotherapy alone. There goes something to tell how strong it is right there. You may be familiar with other uses of hypnosis, such as overcoming fear of dentistry. I mean, I know of a hypnotist who works with a dentist, and he gets patients to do root canals with no shots. It's incredible to see this. For fear of dentistry, stress control, creating proper sales mindset, or maybe you have heard that someone improved their golf game with hypnosis. Whatever your reason for utilizing hypnosis, you can find it to make it a major impact on the quality of your life. Obviously, you should never self-medicate, and you should always seek the proper medical advice before beginning any type of treatment. There was a study at the University of Illinois in Chicago. They took 3 basketball players who were stars, college basketball players, and they took 3 of them. They made one, and this was a 30-day trial period. They made one go to the gym once a day for an hour and throw free throws, like real ones. Okay. Then they had one actually imagine he was doing it, but with no ball in his hand and just going through the motions for 1 hour a day for 30 days. And then they had the 3rd basketball player just in his mind, imagine he was actually doing free throws just in here and not moving nothing in his body. 30 days later, the one that was physically actually in the gym throwing free throws, and the one that was actually going through the emotions, the physical emotions of throwing the free throw, and the one who imagined being in the gym doing it without even moving, he scored higher than both of them, and never was in the gym for 30 days. And one of them was in the gym for 30 days straight, hour a day. That was what suggestibility of hypnosis can do. Isn't that amazing? You may be thinking, hypnosis sounds wonderful, but can I be hypnotized? I don't think I can be. I'm very stubborn. I don't have a good attention span, and I hate giving up my control. That's pretty common. We get all the time. This attitude is very common. In fact, recently I was working with a sales profession to improve his productivity. It was a corporate sales training. And during the program, this individual related to me that while he thought hypnosis was pretty cool, sounded good, he thought hypnosis was interesting, but he had mixed feelings about whether hypnosis could truly be beneficial for him. He thought it was maybe a mixture of mumbo jumbo and hocus pocus. Those were his words. So I took him on personally, because that was a challenge I had to work with, because I know different. After working with him to increase his rapport skills, which is an NLP part, which is neuro-linguistic programming, and mindset, he has become a much more successful salesperson, and can't say enough now about the power of hypnosis. In fact, he's my best salesperson and sends me people all the time now. Can you believe that? You see, you never lose control while you're under hypnosis. And the fact that you are stubborn or uncertain of the usefulness of hypnosis, it's not a factor in its value for you, because it works whether you want it to work or not. What's required to be hypnotized? And that is required to be hypnotized is a willingness to want to embrace the suggestions, the positive suggestions, and a minimal IQ level of 60. That's what researchers have come up with. If you don't have willingness, then you will not concentrate on reaching the state of mind, and consequently, you won't. If you are the sort of person who does not have a high level of hypnotizability, then it merely means a longer time period will be required of induction to access that special state of mind, which we call trance. Just because you may not be such hypnotizability, it just takes a little longer and take you a little deeper to still get you to a trance state. That's all that means. You can enter a trance state anywhere you desire. Sounds, lights, and external disturbances can themselves be incorporated into the hypnotic process called an induction. Many times, incorporating these items will make the hypnosis state easier to reach and more satisfying. In my own work, I have performed in noisy television studios, unusual banquet settings, and I have also worked with loud venues areas, in trade shows, in trade booths, very loud. And when you're hypnotizing a group or in an individual doing a demonstration, let me tell you, it's important to use those surrounding stimulus into your induction. So that then it's working for you, not against you. If I was hypnotizing you in a very loud and clashy place, like the mall, it would be hard for me and take longer to get you there, but I still would get you into an induced trance state. But if I use the sound of people walking by, the music playing, the people talking as they move by, and the noise that has in the mall, while I'm inducing trance in you, that works with me and you work with it and it flows. See, I use the stimulus with me in my suggestion, and I can overcome that right away. You get it? rather than trying to cut that noise out and have him focus, because he's hearing the noises anyway. So why not incorporate the noises in the induction and use it with you? Make sense? Why does hypnosis work? Hypnosis works through the power of suggestion and tapping into the power of the subconscious mind. In order to fully understand this, how it is, how important it is, it's important to discuss the mechanics of your conscious and subconscious state. Each day, we fluctuate between the conscious and subconscious state of mind. All of our activities are performed subconsciously. When activities are performed subconsciously, there is no decision, no consideration to the outcome. The activity is simply performed without argument or whatever. It just happens. Conversely, when activities occur on conscious level, oftentimes there's resistance or reluctance and maybe self-talk argument and the opportunity to discard the activity. Let me give you an example. If I'm a smoker and I don't say to myself, a cigarette sounds really good, I will have one in 10 minutes, and I simply unconsciously pick up a cigarette and without any consideration, pick up a lighter and light up. If I'm in the habit, unconscious behavior, because that's what habits are, they're unconscious, of not getting any work done for the first 30 minutes of my shift at work, but rather visiting coworkers, clearing my desk, organizing my day, etc., then to me, consciously address that issue would be difficult, if not impossible. I would form numerous reasons to support that wasteful behavior. However, if I change that behavior at a subconscious level, there wouldn't be any resistance, because activities that occur at a subconscious level occur without consideration or effort. They're effortlessly. They're automatic. They're on autopilot. They simply happen, and you automatically adopt what is programmed subconsciously on a conscious level. Recall the last time you operated your vehicle. Perhaps it was to go to work, shopping, or to the doctor's office. Think about that for a moment, that trip. Do you recall the details of that drive? Most don't, because most people do not consciously drive their vehicles. For most people, driving is an unconscious state. They do not say to themselves, I must put the vehicle in gear, release the parking brake, check over my shoulder for coming traffic, hit the gas pedal and speed up at a rate, and they don't do all that calculation. They just get it done. Signal to the left turn, turn the wheel slightly so I can angle my way in. It just happens. Driving is typically done unconsciously. Because we're always multitasking, and when you're driving, you're thinking of what you're going to do tonight, what has to get done today, laundry, the grass, the doctor's appointment. Your subconscious is aware of everything that is happening and records it 24/7. But consciously, you are thinking about things you need to do, such as what you want to watch on TV later, or things you wish you would have said or done throughout the day while you're driving, and eating, drinking, and talking to a social friend, and the music, and on the phone. That's multitasking. That's hypnosis at its best right there. We tend to multitask all day long. We operate on both levels and easily and naturally move between the conscious to the subconscious throughout our day. Take the simple test. I fly a kite every day. If you read a statement that said, I fly a kite every day, I'm going to ask you, what did you see on that paper? Your selective conscious mind would probably have focused on just the letters of the sentence structure, right? I'm certain you also would not have consciously saw the book you're holding, perhaps also your hands holding the book, and possibly part of the table or the floor or the furniture. You see, that's where the subconscious comes to play. The subconscious catches everything. The conscious covers just the actual words of the sentence or the structure of it. I fly a kite every day. So you'll say, I fly a kite every day. And you're consciously reading the actual statement. where the unconscious not only read the statement, but it also sees the floor, the carpet, the lamp, the plaques, the refrigerator, the stove, the counter. See? That's subconscious versus conscious. Major difference. Consciously, you automatically become very selective of what you are processing consciously because you just focus on that one little thing. Subconsciously, your awareness was fully engaged by all these other factors. In addition, there certainly are factors involved as well. Perhaps once directed subconsciously, you will become aware of the sounds in the background or the temperature of your surroundings or the contact of your body is making with furniture or the contact of your body is making with the floor or the clothes that are on your back and feeling that. More than likely, while taking the test, those items were not even consciousness. Did you know that? Did you feel the heaviness of the clothes on your body if you read that statement? I fly a kite every day. Were you even thinking of that? Or did you think of of your shoes touching the floor and see all these things that your conscious caught up, but all you did was read one sentence consciously? That's the difference between reading something consciously and subconsciously picking up so much more. That's why it's a superhighway of destiny. More than likely, while taking a test, those items were not even in your conscious mind. You may have also misrepeated a double letter. Anyway, sometimes during stress control seminars, people will say to me, I have so much to juggle that it's hard for me to stay focused. I end up not getting anything accomplished because I can't seem to stay on track to reach my priorities. Did you ever feel this way? Have you ever had an issue you couldn't resolve? Or have you ever found yourself trying to remember the answer to a question that you knew, but you couldn't recall it? I bet you many of us have. Or have you ever found yourself struggling to remember the name of an individual, or a place, or a restaurant, or something? If so, likely information came to you as soon as you quit trying to retrieve it. Maybe you awoke in the morning with it and you knew the answer, right? Or maybe as soon as you consciously directed your attention to do other things, subconscious took over and delivered the answer to you. That's the power of the mind we tap into. The other day I was watching a program on musical artists. They had a number of songwriters on the program who spoke about how they had awakened in the middle of the night and had written their biggest hit of their career without ever even being consciously aware of it until in the morning when they had found their song sitting beside the head of their bed. The phrase, the harder you think about it, the easier it is to forget, is certainly true. In fact, if you're struggling to remember something, simply tell yourself these specific words. I don't know how quickly that answer will come to me, but until it does, I will direct my attention to a different task. Then you will find that the missing piece of data is quickly delivered to you by the subconscious mind. Your subconscious is always working 24/7. Embrace it, and it will work wonders for you. How to tell when people are hypnotized? Many people ask, how do you know if people are really hypnotized? Could they be faking it? This is another common question. Yes, they could be faking it, but it is very easy to see for the trained hypnotist. In my professional hypnotist training that we do 2 or 3 times a year, we cover this topic in depth. However, in this booklet does not allow me to introduce one study that you will find interesting. Tara Kunin, Harold S. Zemansky, and their colleagues at Northeastern University conducted an interesting study. They utilized a lie detector to measure the response of hypnotized and faking unhypnotized subjects. While faking hypnosis, the lie detector revealed the subject's responses as it traditionally would. They were lying. However, when used on hypnotized subject, in other words, these subjects were taken to the side and were put into a trance and hypnotized about a certain subject. And then when they sat down and had the lie detector test put on them, the lie detector test could not tell the truth from the or from the lie. It deceived it. That's how strong it is. This provided, when a hypnotized person is provided with suggestions, their full psychological system reacts appropriately and supports the truth of those suggestions. I mean, it's just how it works. How does it feel to be hypnotized? I get a lot. I'm sure you have seen zombie-like creatures in the movies and all those little things going, like swirls going on television shows that are supposedly in a hypnotic state of mind. That's one of the most common, biggest misconceptions that can create an attitude of opposition to experiencing the hypnotic state, and implants the suggestion that you lose all your control during hypnosis. And that is one thing we've been fighting for so long. The movies and the commercials and the TV shows played that out, and that's just how it went. In fact, the truth is, when you are hypnotized, you are in more control than when you're in your normal daily state. Remember, during hypnosis, your blood flow is increased in the right anterior cingulate cortex. This suggests that there is an internal focus, not a release of control. That's more control in. You become internally focused where the power is at, and your surrounding environment becomes less important and less insignificant. When people are in a controlled, hypnotized state of mind, their body can become very relaxed with proper suggestion. And we do that so that we can relax you, to calm the conscious down, so that we can positively suggest positive suggestions to the unconscious, so it will sink in and go past the conscious without the argument of fighting it. They may appear to be asleep, but the biological state of sleep is very different than from hypnosis. While your body is relaxed, your mind will be alert and perceptive of the suggestion it is receiving. All outside stimuli will be irrelevant. Your focus will be directly on the words of the suggestions you are receiving, and your breathing will be light and rhythmic, and you will probably have a distorted sense of time when it's over. You will feel like you've been in hypnosis for just a couple of minutes, even though it's been 60 to 90 minutes. Now, that concludes the first part, or the first phase of the program called All About Hypnosis. That was the educational part I referred to as phase 1. We're going to take a break here and move into phase 2. And phase 2 is how to hypnotize yourself. And this is going to be a pretty cool opportunity for you, or for many, to witness for yourself a sensory-enhanced hypnosis session take place, a dialogue, and get an idea of what it's like and what the words are, how I change my demeanor, and how I slow my pace down, and how I slow my words down to bring it down. It's going to be definitely a shift, and you're going to see that. And that's coming up next, so stay tuned. Here is the book called All About Hypnosis. I just gave you some fascinating, incredible, documented, real day, real life, information, critical information on the power of hypnosis and the power of tapping into the unconscious mind. I hope you found it to be exciting. I'm excited about it. I train it all the time. I still get excited about it. It's so cool because I see the value of what it does for people during and after we work with them. It's incredible. Anyway, this is Orlando Giraldi wishing you the very best in your day. I'll be back shortly for phase 2, how to hypnotize yourself. An interesting, fascinating hypnotic session live. Okay? See you in 2. Thank you and have a great day.